Well, hi there, everyone. I'm glad that you could join me this evening. I'm calling today's podcast Can Interviewing Techniques Cross All Industries? I happen to be a person that believes that that is a possibility, a very strong possibility, if we decided to go forward. If you just stop looking so intensely at something and just take an aerial view, and you'll see something a little bit different. Happy 4th of July. And my question is, what does that really mean? And happy birthday to those who are born on this auspicious occasion, my family members included. Before we go into depths of that thought, our conversation today and some of my movements are the reasons why I have been on my hiatus. Hold that thought for a minute. How are you? What have you been doing during this time on your own? Yes, I noticed the energy shift and the various new things that are happening globally as well as here in America. And yet people are shooting guns and setting off firecrackers and ash cans, etc. I have a question. If you point the gun to the sky and discharge the bullet, what does the bullet ultimately do? Where does it go? Where does it return to? The things to go home about, especially for those geniuses who are standing there looking as they point it up to the sky. I am a storyteller, a griot, and would like to share some of what I have been seeing with interviewing skills and techniques and connecting the dot so that a lot of you will be able to understand what it's all about and its mysticism can just fade into the sunset because all of it is predicated upon who you are and what you have learned over the years about yourself. So I've been watching a lot of interviews and podcasts, as well as commercials, as well as a whole lot of different things. Now, I'm from a different era. I'm a baby boomer, so my terminologies might be a little bit different than some of you younger people, but trust me, the fundamentals are still the same. So, what I wanted to do is just share with you my experiences as a broadcast journalist, as an international journalist, and maybe that'll be able to help you, and also as a director. So I would like to tell it in story form, though. So you let me know whether or not this is something that you might be interested in. But I'm going forward in that direction because when I was coming through that journey, and there wasn't that many people that looked like us there, what I found was that they gave you a template. The template was watch the evening news, do as you see the anchors do, or as the reporters, because it was very rigid. There was no such thing as, it's like, for example, have you been watching any of the congressional hearings or anything like that, Senate, House? Nobody? Anybody? And the reason why I ask you that is because you hear the discrepancies going across the aisles, right? You hear the disrespect that is that goes across the aisles. None of that existed in my day, and it wasn't that long ago either. And I think that is a problem because I think it takes away from whatever the real message is. So, what I would like to share with you, those of you who are interested in really being successful with your interviewing techniques, be it media, be it finance, be it health, be it washing dishes, you still have to present yourself to the person who is going to hire you. So, that's usually HR, somebody in the HR division, or some type of recruiter, whichever it is. You still have to present you. So, for me, I feel that in order for you and I to have a conversation, we have to begin with you and some of the things that transpired in your life, especially back during the ages of, let's say 0 to 9 years old, when you were in the womb, coming out of the womb, going through the birth canal, being traumatized, and then meeting your parents or parent or person that was going to become your parent, whatever your history is. Whatever that story is that you signed up for before you came to this planet, and here you are. dealing with those issues. So, going across the table, whoever you are who wants to become a journalist or a reporter or a podcaster, whichever terminology you'd like to use, a KPI, or just a plain influencer or a motivational speaker, you still have to deal with you. Because when you stand in front of a crowd, you either are very confident or you're not. And it's just that simple. If you have a microphone in your hand and you're excited, that's one thing. But if you have a microphone in your hand and you freeze, now that's another thing. Or let's say, for an example, you have an opportunity to actually host your own show. You have a guest that comes on your show who happens to, in private, was very gregarious, very talkative, answered questions, had questions, went through that whole formality. And yet, as soon as your engineer points to you and says you're live, then all of a sudden your guest doesn't want to speak. Now, believe it or not, that does happen. This happened to me a couple of times, quite a few times. So I'm just saying to you, these are some of the things that I'd like to discuss with you for all of you that are really interested in doing podcasting correctly. And also to be able to look at whatever the scenario is that you might be reporting on. Like, for example, what was happening in Los Angeles. There's a way to report that. And of course, definitely be careful. I don't know what your journey is or which way you want to go, but for those of you who want to do podcasting, and be it audio only or video, there are certain techniques that you need to know. But like I said a minute ago, the first thing begins with, do you love yourself? Do you like yourself? Do you think you're okay? Do you think you are fabulous without any weights? Or do you feel that you actually are fabulous because you have accumulated X, Y, and Z, you have reached this particular plateau, and you feel strongly and confident in yourself and you can move forward and nobody can shake you? Nobody can shake you. I see some people who are coming through the ranks right now who are doing motivational speaking. I'm not criticizing anybody, I'm observing. And I'm saying to the individuals who are interested in podcasting, I'm going to be doing a few series. And this was one of the reasons why I stepped away for a while, because I knew that I was coming back to this. And it was just incredible to me. Out of all the things in the world that I've done, I'm coming back to the interviewing techniques. And I'm good at it. So I figured, yeah, let me share that with you. It wasn't ego, that was fact. So before I go, I want to ask you a question. So today is the 4th of July. Happy birthday, as I said before, to all those who were born on this auspicious occasion, the 4th of July, my family members included. I have a question for you. When you're traveling through the streets of whatever town or city that you reside in, are you fearful of your life when you hear a gunshot go off? The piece that really caught my attention was, you're driving through, you're having a good time with your people, then all of a sudden you see somebody and they actually shoot a gun or a rifle or whatever into the sky. My question is, what goes up must come down. We're dealing with gravity on this planet. Why would they do that? They don't think there's a possibility that it'll come back and hit them in the head. They really miss those Disney cartoons, because that used to be the inevitable. You would see the bullet come down and hit somebody in the head. So, anyway, I just think that they should have a little more common sense. At least be leery of the lawsuit, if nothing else. Missed you guys. Those of you that I was in contact with and was building a relationship with, missed you. And I am back, and I'm here to follow through on this particular journey that I'm on, because this is the one that I love dearly. So without any further ado, I am NJ Evans. This is the evening drive home. Get home safely, duck and dodge, and I hope that you're not in one of the cities that is dealing with a lot of the challenges that are facing you as far as the weather is concerned. So without any further ado, Take good care of yourself, and I'll talk to you again next week. Do me a favor. Will you just hit that subscribe button and leave me a comment? I would love to hear your real thoughts. So, those of you who've been looking at my stuff and not saying anything, I challenge you. I dare you. Have a great, great week, and I'll talk to you again. This is NJ Evans. Ciao.